It was a vibrant and joyful gathering as workers across Lagos State assembled at Onikon Stadium to celebrate the 2026 International Workers' Day, themed Insecurity and Poverty, the Bane of Decent Work. The event kicked off with a lively parade featuring various workers' groups, including teachers, bankers, farmers, and many others, creating a colorful and celebratory atmosphere. In his address, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, represented by his Deputy Governor Obafemi Hamzat, commended workers for their resilience and dedication, reaffirmed the government's commitment to their welfare and announced an additional 50,000 naira increase in the minimum wage.
On this International Workers' Day, we, government and people of Lagos, come to bear witness and to stand in this stadium and say on record that this administration sees you not as a budget line, not as a voting bloc, but as the living infrastructure of the most consequential city on this continent. The workers cannot afford to live near where they work. That is a structural failure. When the nurse finishes at a night shift and spends 3 hours in traffic getting home, that is a policy failure. When the civil servant retires after 34 years of service and wait for months for their entitlement, that is a moral failure. This administration has spent the better part of 8 years trying to systematically dismantle each of these failures, not through slogans, but through specific measurable interventions. On the question of ends, when the federal government says the national minimum wage of 70,000, Lagos went to 85,000, the highest wage force of any state in this federation. That decision was not made for comparison. It was made because they ran the numbers. They look at the cost of transportation, food, housing, and school fees in this city, and concluded that anything less would be an insult dressed as a policy.
Speaking at the event, Agnes Fumilayo Sesi praised workers for their commitment and urged them to remain steadfast. She also appealed to the state government to extend the years of service from 35 to 40 years.
We also want the government to approve the new retirement age for health workers at 65 years or 40 years of service as approved by Mr. President. What is good for the good is also good for the gander. Ratawu Lagos respectively requests the inclusion of staff of Radio Lagos, Eko FM, Lagos Television, Lagos Traffic Radio on the Oracle Human Resources Management Platform of the Lagos State Public Service. This integration will ensure proper harmonization of personnel, administration with the mainstream public service structure, facilitate career progression and mobility across ministries, departments and agencies.
In an interview, the Commissioner for Establishment and Training, Honorable Afolabi Anyotayo, and other dignitaries applauded workers across Lagos and Nigeria for their diligence and commitment.
Once in a year, we celebrate the workers on this very day. And Lagos State, knowing the value of the workers in the state for their efforts and their contributions towards making Lagos a center of excellence, we deem it fit to celebrate them, and that's what we do every year. And they too appreciate it, and they know that we value them a lot, and that's the reason for today's occasion.
So today is our day to celebrate ourselves because we have done so well.
All right, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. All right.
Today is Workers' Day.
What does that mean? That is, out of 365 days in a year, a day is set aside for diligent workers of Lagos State to celebrate themselves. That is why we are here today.
Awards were later presented by Deputy Governor Obafemi Hamzat. Governor Sanwo-Olu received recognition award as the most Labour-friendly governor, alongside the head of service, Bode Aguru, and other Labour leaders.
Our governor is a Labour-friendly governor and is a distinguished leader. And that is why all the workers in Lagos State, we all agreed that we should present this award of Labour-friendly, the most Labour-friendly and the distinguished leadership award to Mr. Governor and his cabinet.
The celebration concluded with a ceremonial cake cutting and group photographs marking a memorable Workers' Day in Lagos.
Greatest Nigerian workers! Long live Nigerian Labour Congress. Long live Trade Union Congress. Long live the civil service of Lagos State. Long live Lagos State. And long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria.